Hello, you. Oh dear. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are putting our young calves in to give them a dose for worm and fluke. It's been 6 weeks since they've been done and they've been doing really well. They're not showing any symptoms of having any worms, but we do them every 6 weeks. It's kind of the rule of the thumb, and you just keep on top of it. Worms can cause a lot of hassle to young calves if you don't do them often enough. You don't want to do them too often either. You just, about that 6 weeks seems to be a nice kind of time. I'm just going in here through into the barrier because I have to turn off this electric fence here. So again, I have to go underneath and turn off. The reason I'm turning off the electric fence is we're setting up a fence to move them to a new piece of grass. So another thing after doing them, we always move them to fresh grass, a fresh paddock. So I have my daughters with me this morning because I'm doing babysitting today, and oh, they're giving out to me now. They're not babies. They're not babies. Are these babies? No, not babies. Okay, well, I'm child sitting today, and child sitting usually means they get loads of work to do. So we're going to get cracking here, and we're going to stick up an electric fence, just get this all fenced and ready for calves, and then we'll get the calves in and we'll get them dosed and we'll get them out and all settled. Hopefully an hour to do the whole lot, and we'll get rooting out now. Is they're all queuing behind me because you don't know what this is supposed to do, right? I'll just open this out here first, girls. Hold on a second.
Don't get off me.
What? When you fly, it's nature. Oh dear. You're not what? You're not nature?
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely know that. Well, I get as many as you can carry. By the way there, girls. Out of the way, Dopey.
It's a bug. Get over.
The one that's talking. Oh, do you want to get to here? Not too much. Oh, Danielle, I'll get a peg off you there, please. That's alright. So now we're heading down just to get the calves now and bring them up. We have everything set up for them. Just looking at my silage ground there, and I'm hoping maybe we might be able to cut some silage or mow out some silage this evening, depends. I'd like to see it done and in tomorrow evening, but I know our contractor is very busy and it may not happen. I know rain is coming back on Wednesday, and I think it's going to be a wet. The rest of the week's going to be pretty wet and miserable after that. So I have my youngest helping me here. She's just literally trying to keep up with me. She's getting there. But she likes being out with the calves too, and Mummy's away working. We're heading just up towards where the calves is. They have them down at the gate already. They're a great help, I have to say. They are actually a great help. But we get these down now. We just have to open this cord and let them out on the road here. Short distance, and once we have someone to stand in each gate, we'll get them rocking. Yeah, you stand out down the road. Come on. Come on. Now wait on my helper here. A wee bit slower on the small legs. Now we motor on. Now we can get them turned up here without them going mad. That's the next obstacle. Have we got them all? We didn't count them. 3, 4, 10, 20, 30, 40. Easy. Just take it nice and easy.
They're drinking out of the water.
Alright, just take it nice and easy. They'll figure out as they go along themselves. Nice and handy. Keep in along the hedge there, Nicole. Good girl. Perfect. Ash and my apprentices are doing it on their own now. I'm just sitting back. The camera is actually, there's not many flies around here. The GoPro itself, look at the girls, look at the GoPro.
Yeah.
Has 10 flies on it because it's got a little bit of heat of it. There's not really any flies on the calves, which is good because the garlic bucket is actually working. Heifers are the same, so that's it. It's worth throwing a bucket with them. Flies are a pest to young calves, and it's not nice on yourself. You wouldn't like to endure them all day. So if calves have to fight off flies all day long, not alone infections, but it's irritating to them and it'll stop them from thriving. So whatever you have to do, get rid of them flies, do it.
Oh,
Come on.
Go on.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Yep, many hands make light work. There you. Yeah, give that a good shaking. I'm just going to throw my boiler suit here. I'll throw my boiler suit just to keep my clothes clean. Right. Oh, we go in here now and get this done.
Oh my God, the vacuum.
Shh, shh, shh. On up there. On up there.
The flies. Oh my God, good God.
But as you notice on the flies, there's a lot of flies around, but there's not many flies actually lighting on the calves. They're picking small bits and pieces, but there's very few flies actually lighting on the calves, and that's where the garlic works. It deters them off. They'll always hang around the animals, but they'll not light near as much. Best way for me to do these calves is to go in. Let them come to me because you're not going to do them any other way. I don't want to hurt them in the yoke. And of course he'd have dung on his head. Okay, we spray there. That's it. Do it nice and easy. Make them all on nice and easy. Okay, we spray. I should have brought it over my apron. Yeah. Okay, this one's done too. That's them done. Right. Okay. We'll let them ones out and we'll do the other two in. 3 in. And then three go in there. When they get over there. Alright, you're cold. Okay. So we're back here, back with the calves. This is about 10 days later, and this is a field that was cut. Our silage is now cut. We didn't get that video just put up yet, but I decided to add this little bit to it. Calves are in here in this silage field. There's about 4 acres in this field. Normally when the silage is cut, I'd get it slurried pretty much straight away, but the weather broke and the weather was really wet, and it still is very wet, so I didn't get a slurrying. But I found we got this kind of a bunchy kind of grass coming back on top of it, and we had a good growth at that time, and there was nearly too much grass in it then to spoil it by putting slurry on it. So I just had to put the calves in for a couple of days, and they've come in now and they've really cleaned it off. They're just having a meal now at the minute. But as you can see, ground conditions have got quite poor. As you can see, if you look there now, ground conditions is very wet. We've had a lot of rain, hell of a lot of rain the last 10 days or more. Ever since our silage has basically been cut. I think it was just one good day after we got our silage cut the following week. So it's just a bad old spell of weather. It just seems to be now that there's one extreme to another and there's no real middle ground. But the calves have this nice and clean. My idea now was to come in and get this slurried, but it's not looking like I'm going to get it slurried. It's just too wet. I'd make an awful mess if I came in. It's not as bad down below in the field. It's okay, but it's just the fact that it was cut and it was exposed, the ground was exposed, and it gets wet very easily. It's just the surface that's wet at the moment, but if this weather continues, I know at home when our cows are grazing, it's getting messy around the gaps now, and it's just starting to turn into that September type of weather, late September type of weather, because it's cold at night, very cold at night as well. The days are warm and mild, but at night time it seems to be very cold. Even there this morning there's north wind blowing, and it's quite cold. We had a little bit of trouble after our calves was dosed, but 2-3 days later I came over and I found a calf on the ground, rolling in pain. Just seemed to be very uneasy. She ran away from the rest of the calves when I came, and she ran into a corner of the field, lay down straight away, and she started to kick herself in the belly. So when I seen that, first thing I thought of is a bellyache, which is common, but they generally come out of it fairly quick. I went home, I said I'd come back in a few hours and look at her again. Came back, calf was a bit better, but still was something, I just knew something was not right. But the calf was breathing very heavy. So I said to myself, this is very like pneumonia. So I took the calf in, put the calf in the yard, and one of the biggest calves as well. But I noticed the calf was doing bits of manure, but it was small golf ball sizes, and it was very hard. So I said maybe the calf has a lodge. So I gave it liquid paraffin, a pint of liquid paraffin, left it in the yard for 3-4 hours to see what had happened. So I could see then, at least I could see then in the yard when the calf was on its own, that if it done anything. And I came back over about 5 hours later and the calf hadn't done anything. The calf was laying and quite distressed, just was not right. So I rang the vet. When the vet came out, which was about a half an hour, calf had destroyed the place. It dunged everywhere, so it just seemed to explode all of a sudden, and I was glad to see that. It dunged everywhere. Dung was good, so we knew then the lodge, if there was a lodge there, it had cleared. The vet looked at the calf anyway. Calf had a slight temperature, not much, but the breathing heavy was something I was very concerned about, because with the warm weather we've been having, the mild conditions, it left it that calves are very prone to get pneumonia. Any cattle is prone to get pneumonia when you have that real warm then going to real cold and wet, and it's just nasty old weather. So long story short, she treated the calf with various different antibiotics for pneumonia. Following day, looked, the calf seemed to be much better, but 2 days later the calf came over, and the calf was very ill. It didn't come up to the trot. It was laying down the bottom of this field on its own, and I said something really wrong here. So got the calf into the chute again and brought it home, put it inside. I treated it with Marbicil and Alamycin, and the calf had a temperature 40.2, so it was raised. Definitely infection there. So long story short, again kept the calf in for 3 days, kept it on that Marbicil and Alamycin for them 3 days. Calf just flew. I was really glad, and I was really glad because I thought the calf was a goner. I just see calves deteriorate like that. I thought the calf was a goner. So she's here, number 872. Happy now. She's back with the herd yesterday. Good form, no more panting, good appetite. So she lost a little bit of condition just because of that, a couple of days where she just wasn't eating right. But she was first up to the trot this morning, roaring for meal, and I was glad to see that. That was a relief to me. So that's that. There's all of these things. Now we're moving these calves today. My daughter is with me here. I'm going to put up a fence, and we're going to get them out of this field back into where there's loads of grass and it's drier, more sheltered area. Get them out of this before they tramp anymore. So you can see, I know the camera's on my head, but we have loads of grass here. Loads of good grass. Probably much too heavy, but it will do them. They're happy enough. They're big calves. They'll devour it. It's just a pity it's so wet. So we'll just get them in here. We'll not get them too much at a time. We make them eat it without tramping it. And we move the fence probably every 2-3 days. And my daughter's going with the pegs. Many pegs did you lost on the way down? Them white pegs are hard to carry. Thank you. You go on ahead, Nicole, and you can open that gate. Now a piece of wire there you have to take off. Come on, yous. Come on, suck. Just wait, Nicole, till they all come down. Suck. Come on. What'll happen is, when you open the gate, they'll try to come through the hedge. They'll not know whether the calves is gone. So this is the big pet calf here on the front, an absolute monster of a calf. Goes straight to Nicole because Nicole hand raised that calf herself, and the two of them have a great relationship. You can see, an absolute monster, just an old pet. Too much love, but turned out of no just great calf, and one of the best calves of the whole batch. You just have to be careful because it's a little bit too friendly and can throw its weight around if you're not careful, so you have to be very careful of that, especially with the young kids about. Let them all out. So that's the 15 of them. But they've done really well since they got out way back in May, if you remember. They grew an awful lot. They've never looked back. We just had that one calf that wasn't well, but thank God it made a recovery, and all's good now. And they're eating an awful lot of meal, they're eating an awful lot of grass. Can't fault them at the moment. Hopefully the weather will improve, and none of the rest of them get any chills and things like that. That's all you'd ever fear with just the changeable weather that we're having. Heifers are over there, they're looking over, getting jealous. The big heifers, that the cows are getting fresh grass and they're on the same patch. But they have loads, they're good enough for another couple of days. They're just eating our bigger field, which is 15 acres, that was cut for silage as well. So they're just cleaning it up as well. Because I want to maybe take a third cut. That back field them calves comes out of, I want to get that slurried, I want to get it sowed. The same with a couple of patches around here, I want to get sowed, and I want to make, I suppose, about 50 to 60 bales as well. I have loads of silage and I have 130 or 40 bales there yet. We have a very big pit, so we don't need to make as many bales this year as we normally would. I'm trying to get away from making as many bales. We're going to be interested to see the year how the pit does. I much prefer the pit silage with dairy cows. Just much prefer the feeding of it. The handling of the bales is fine, that's not a problem, but it's just the fact that the silage pit stuff just seems to keep that much better. Bales are just a hit and miss. Suss them all in. The couple just after finishing off the bit of meal you've seen left on the trot. But they're in now and they're done. They're happy. As you can see, it's just Around places, it's just soaking wet. It's mostly around the gaps that's got tramped. The fields is not just as bad, but it really does need to quit raining. But they're happy there now. That'll do them for another 5 or 6 days, and then we move them again. There's loads of shelter down here as well, so they're nice and content. It's a nice way to spend your bank holiday Monday morning. It's just gone 8:30 in the morning. It's a nice way to start your day, just to get your cattle all sorted, and there's plenty of grass to keep them going for another few days. We've a lot of things taking place now this week, concreting and loads of different stuff happening, so it's nice just to get the cattle all sorted so we don't have to root at them during the week. So that's it for this video. Myself and Nicole are heading home to get a bit of breakfast. If you enjoy our videos, please don't forget to hit that sub button, give us a like, put a comment in the comment box, hit the little bell in the right hand corner. You know what to do, even the flies after lighting on the camera, just to remind you. Until the next one, we'll catch you again. What's wrong with you?